Hello and welcome back to Gnomoria. If I sound a little bit different, I have a different headset this time. It's not necessarily a new one, but it's a different one to the last one, because that last one is really being argumentative on whether it actually wants to work or not. As do a lot of things that I actually want to work, it seems. But when we last left off, we were building the floor of this, and it is going fairly steadily. However, if I remember right, our cook died? Yeah. And all we have is the brewer to just do that kind of stuff. But we have plenty of fruit, so we should actually be more or less fine at the moment. As for what else, really we need to wait until the beginning of winter to get more gnomes to, well, do that. I believe at some point I bought metals, yes. Where would they be stored? They'd be stored over here. Oh yeah, there's still plenty. So chances are the blacksmith is indeed sleeping. But this is steadily going to be built whenever the miner or stoneworker are actually awake, which is nice. Well, having said that, do I have any areas? Hey, we actually found something down here, and some coal. That's pretty nice. I'm actually going to do is do what I normally do. As this, there's two on this side, in this direction, two on this side, in that direction. I'm going to do something like this. Yeah. And that, I like to dig in squares, something like that, just to make it a little bit easier instead of having to effectively babysit the miner as he finds things. I just let him dig a bit and then go check on him. We have another bed, so that should eventually get built down here right now. We have another frame, and all we need is one more actual bed. I should do is deconstruct. Why am I going to designate area? Deconstruct. I almost forgot where it was. Like, is it under a tab? No. Whoa, that I didn't want to happen. I need to fix that. I would like all of these stairs to go away. And then, can I cancel those jobs? No, I need to scroll all the way down. And this one. There. And I think I will also use the dig hole command. Actually, I need the stairs removed first so that way I can get the block underneath the stair. Really? You were deconstructing the thing and you're like, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. Let someone else do it. Sheesh. Least you could have done was finish your job, because not a whole lot of people are actually doing that. Seems to be plenty of wood coming out of our groves, that's always nice. Anything deconstruct? I just realized that the miner didn't actually finish. Grr. Miner did not actually finish on all sides. I thought he did. Where is he? Did he go down here? No, he's probably sleeping. You are probably... yes, you're the ambassador. Just wanted to make sure. Now, you should... what you should be doing is making a fair bit of copper plates. Still got a hell of a long way to go, though. I don't even think he's made any. Does this stockpile store weapon parts? Yes, it should. Or armor parts? It should. If I go to the metal, yeah, armor plate. So he just hasn't made any yet. Apparently he's working on the bars first. That's fine, we're not in any rush or anything. The miner awake? Yes, finally. And I'm going to let him do that before managing anything. Kinda wish I could start mapping out the floor plan on this thing, but I really can't until the floor is done. But the floor's gonna take a long time. What I could do, though... see, the problem is I don't really want the bedrooms on the first floor, because the military area is going to be somewhere in the center. Because the goblins will run up here, and I'll have plenty of warning, because I'll have a gate out here with various traps in it, when I eventually get traps, and have the resources to make traps. But I'll hear the traps go off as I'm managing stuff up here, and possibly even see them coming in from the gatehouse. And I'll have my military and anybody else who needs to get prepared, so that way as the goblins run up here, they just get instantly tackled from all sides by my gnomes. Of course, first things first is actually getting the floor plan going so I can mark out where the military is going to be, because I'm not sure how big of a space the military sector is going to take, because I'm not sure what else I could put up here. And I could probably put some of the crafters. I don't want to immediately put, like, the ambassador quarters or the market stall on the first floor. Well, okay, maybe the market stall because they're only merchants, but not really the ambassador. And definitely not housing quarters, because I want those to at least be one level up, so that way the goblins have to go through the military before they even get to everybody else. And if they've killed the military, well, then we're already dead, chances are. Alright, and the miner actually do his job? Yes. Now I can freely deconstruct the rest of these. He says as he completely messes that What is that? What is that? Sometimes, I swear. Worst part is I need to make a stair beneath it just to get rid of it. Build terrain floor. I don't really care what you make it out of. Sometimes, I swear. May as well dig the areas that are finished out. It quit spazzing down on me. I say as it spazzes out even more. And now, build terrain stairs up. I should probably actually use the thing on the bottom like I have been. It's just been a while, so I kind of forgot. They're getting there. They're getting there. Hey, the Tinker has officially invented the first pieces of stuff. That, if I go to the machine shop, yeah, the rods, gears, and the spring, and I believe some of the other stuff, the axles and the mechanism base and the gearbox would probably be in the blacksmith? Or would it be in the... Is there an engineer's workshop? Come on, game, let me move. I don't know why it wasn't letting me move the screen there. I don't rightly remember. Believe there was a workshop called Engineering Workshop, yeah. But I don't... It's gonna start clicking on them so I can find it. No. Do I not have an engineer workshop? I don't think I actually have an engineer workshop. Well, the rest of the stuff will be in the engineer workshop. All of that stuff that was made are bases for traps. We do not actually have said traps yet, but we will eventually. Because they actually need to invent the trap pieces first. And then once they've invented enough of the trap pieces, they will eventually invent guns. I think first they'll actually invent crossbows, and then guns. But still, crossbows. Crossbows are going to be very nice because then I can have a ranged people. And they will probably have a little area sticking out from here as a shooting post for goblins that come out here. Though I'm not really sure if they'd be able to see the goblins from that far. I think once they got into the gatehouse, once they get past the gatehouse, it would be too steep of a shot for my people to actually do it. Because they can only shoot at so steep of an angle. I think it's like 45? I want to say 45, but I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. And they accidentally deconstructed those stairs. I am having horrible luck with this. Just wanted to make sure it was on the correct piece. Now, deconstruct the correct set of stairs, please. And also deconstruct those. If I put the order on top, they can't actually get to it. Now, dig that away. And that away. And then I'll have you deconstruct those stairs, and then I can just get down to the next layer. How's it going up here? It's going. Let's actually check down where we found those resources. Wherever they are. Mine... Let's say... 5x5, 5x5. That's how I'll normally do it. We do have bauxite. I'm not sure how. We have the red rock. Dang it. I feel like Porky Pig here. That's all, folks. Okay. Now, we're out of food. Like food. But we have just a tad over 300 fruit. However, note that fruit is not only going to be used for eating, but it's also going to be used for drinking. However, there is a fair bit of wheat grain here. And all of that wheat grain, when the next day comes around, will be able to be turned into bread. Which should at least get us through. Now, that reminds me, I wonder when the goblins are gonna get here, because the goblins also provide meat, because you eat the goblins, because because gnomes are dirty little cannibals. Although I'm not really sure if they're cannibals, but I don't know, eating something that's as smart as you are? Way to glitch there, buddy. Again, goblins may not actually be as smart as I'm giving them credit for, considering they kinda consistently get killed by gnomes, and only recently did they stop attacking every couple days because of that whole update where it changed it so they actually have to travel the distance between their kingdom and yours first. They have apparently discovered a lumber camp. That is not too useful, mainly because it's only wood. If I was making this thing out of wood, God forbid, that would actually have taken a long time. But if I go to Kingdom, apparently we've discovered 2 lumber camps. The Land of Bushes and the Stretchy Kingdom. That is really not... No, I'm not even going to question it anymore. I'm not even going to question what the hell happened anymore. But that is not too good, because ideally what I wanted was a mining camp. A mining camp in an agricultural area. The reasoning for this is that the mining camp will provide us with ores for a cheaper price than the city-state, and the agricultural camp will provide us much cheaper livestock than the merchant state. And that's why I really, really wanted them, because this is kind of important. Because I'd like at least emus, because they make eggs, which is the requirement for omelets. I'm not really too fond of bothering with alpacas, because besides butchering them, the only thing I'll get is wool, which, at least at the moment, really is no different than cotton at all. So that, yeah, at least emus. The other thing with the agricultural city-state is I'll be able to buy spare food if I ever really needed it. Not that I think I'll need it, because I kind of have a fair setup right now. Okay, now what I want is these set of stairs deconstructed. Or at least this one. And this one. And this one. And these 2. And then these 2. And then that one is the next level that I haven't actually gotten to with everything else. So let's dig out the rest of the quote-unquote scaffolding. At least it's easier to dig out than it is to place, because then you have to worry about the pillars being ready or not, and that's screwed up. I don't... like I said, I'm not even going to question it. I'm just going to say, what the hell ever, buddy-o. I'm going to dig those down to 3 stairs, with one of them needing to be deconstructed, and then just give the mass order so I don't keep screwing up like this. I think somewhere along the line I screwed up like that, and then I kept repeating the process of screwing up. It's an infinite cycle of failure, as per how things usually go with me. Well, getting it all right. I'm going to pause it I don't know why I did that instead of pressing the spacebar, because I want to do a little bit of markering, and I don't want them to build the markers I'm making. That's a training field. That's a training field. Wait, training fields are 5x5. Just thinking of a regular workshop size. Build terrain wall. Okay. That is a training field. That is one too big. That's still one too big. That's a training field. Yeah, so I'd have to have 2 empty spaces. And then here would probably be... Well, no, I could probably just put a wall. Like a so. I want to try and get something in terms of walls up here, just so I can start markering things off, even when the thing isn't finished. Okay, I believe I need to cancel those because that would interfere. Now, what I want to do is go... No, not storage. Terrain, wall. What wall do I want on the inside? Since this is going to be around them, since it's going to be the entrance, actually, well, let's leave a hole there so that way they can get through. So that would be the corner. No, I didn't. Okay, let's cancel job. Okay. Actually, does that line up? It does. Okay. That was a bit more difficult than it should have been. That is going to be where the start of the wall is going to happen. It's going to be out of decorative, mainly for the fact that that is where the fighting is going to happen, and it's also, well, it kind of needs to look nice for them. Although, having said that, and we have bauxite, I had a thought that's so crazy it just might work. Stone cutter. I also want you to make 8 bauxite blocks. And then I'm going to go up here and redo this with apparently nothing, because we don't have bauxite blocks. We're just gonna start saying red blocks now, because I don't know how you're supposed to properly pronounce that. And chances are, even if I figured out how, I would probably screw it up somehow and forget or something. I don't want to get rid of the floor, I just want to deconstruct those so that way they can use the blocks, please and dinky. And I also want to deconstruct this. Okay, sheesh. How would it go down here? Anything good? It's still going. That's good. Oh, 3 nomads! Yay! I was like, is that a glitched water? No, it's apparently raining. Alright, now we just gotta figure out where that pop-up took us. There we go. Now, let's go to the population and find a cook. You're a woodcutter. Well, we get 2 woodcutters and a miner. None of which are extremely good, comparatively to what we actually want/need. Your cooking is only 8. Your cooking is also only 8. And yours is 11. However, I had a thought. Cooking 11, cooking 12, cooking 8, cooking 33. As good of a farmer as you are, in comparison to everybody else, as it is now the first day of winter, the farmers are going to be doing nothing but building anyway. So you are a cook, because since you came with us on the first day, you get preset farmer skills, which includes cooking and tailoring. Whereas these guys, what should I do with these guys? I suppose I could have another miner and woodworker. Or woodcutter. Which one is better? You're better. Only by 1 point, but you're better. Now, as for what else, I think... well, let me actually look at your skills. Yeah, you only have an armor of 9. What about that new... What about... what about the newly assigned people that we literally just got that I assigned to something else? Our armor is only 8. That's even worse. Please have a high one. I believe it was you. Please have a high armor skill. 13. Good enough. So what I want to do is assign you as a soldier. So that way we now have 2. And this other nomad who is good at woodcutting will become a woodcutter. There. Now we actually have a cook to start cooking the grain that we have. We do not have any meat, however. Why was someone trying to use the butcher shop? Explain to me this. Oh, I see. I never butchered the last set of goblins that attacked us. Well, that's definitely interesting. Alright, terrain, dig, hole. Let's dig this. I don't care if you saw a honey badger. The honey badger's outside at the moment. You guys are inside. Therefore, you're safe. Quit your belly aching. I never. Now, what did the cook do? The cook immediately went to sleep. Well, ain't that just rocks? Now, let's continue this mining. Finding a fair bit of copper down there, which is nice. That means I don't need to buy more. And there we go. And now I can freely give a mass deconstruction order. By mass, I mean clicking on each one separately. I need to figure out who you are, Mr. About to Sleep, because you were outside of the wall. You are a stone... What was the stone worker doing outside of the wall? I don't even know. However, because the moment the stoneworker goes to sleep, everything grinds to a halt. Miner, did I ever tell you you're an idiot? Because if I didn't, you're an idiot. Build. They don't normally do this. Normally when you give an order that covers something akin to that, what they do is actually set the order in such a way that they do it from the back to the front. Not the other way around, Mr. Miner. Why? What's so special about this part that you're too retarded to actually do it in the proper order? Did you hit your head or something? Why are people going outside? Deconstruct, please. Deconstruct in the proper way, please. Cancel that job that cannot physically be done. Now, do you promise to actually do this in the correct order this time? So I'm going to have to be very sad if I have to rebuild yet another part of the scaffolding because you done goofed. Just real quick, I want to scroll around just to make sure I've gotten everything on the walls. That would really suck if I found out that I didn't actually get everything. Like so. Sometimes, I swear. Stairs up. Fix that. Mine that out. One of these days the scaffolding's going to be finished and I never have to worry about it messing up again. Now the butcher has butchered all of the goblins, so the cook now has plenty of meat to make sausages and as such make sandwiches with to make everybody happy. Which is nice. And I have to wait for the miners to actually get over there to mine out that piece so I can deconstruct the stairs and then give them the mining order on that layer. There we go. And now I'll start the deconstructing order on the stairs below. There's only 2 more layers of scaffolding. And then I don't have to worry about having to mess with the scaffolding anymore. Are you done up there? There you are. Dig a hole. Dig all of this out. And all of this out. And this. And this. And make sure I actually get this correctly. And this one too. They are working fast, that's nice. I'd also like to check... Oh, it turned. Let's do another 5x5. Would like him to dig all of this first, just because. How's it going up here? It's going fairly well. What did I make this out of? Orange, I believe. So I would like to make 6 more orange wherever, if I can find where the hell I placed it. That's the carpenter, there we go. 6 more orange wood training dummies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that way I can place all of the training grounds that are going to be there. Am I going to use all of these training grounds immediately? Nope. But it would be nice to have them. You know, just all set up. I'm just going to let him place the blocks and I'm going to replace them later because I don't even feel like dealing with it right now. I don't feel like canceling the entire order just to replace that. I don't even know what... At what point are you physically finding the time to make those? I am curious to this fact. Because there should be a steady stream of people taking your lapis blocks to the point that you shouldn't have time to make the bauxite blocks. Sheesh. Alright, let's go back. Let's start using the thing on the bottom. Self. Alright, training grounds. They need to be 2 spaces from the piece in order to be placed. And then I think there's enough space over here. There is. Okay. I would like to deconstruct this in the background. And then while I'm at it, let's deconstruct these stairs. And then the miners can just go to town. However, I'm going to make sure they actually do the mining in the correct order. If I just give a mass dig hole order like this, chances are they're going to just start digging from one end to the other. In which case they wouldn't actually be able to get to the other side, and I'd have to rebuild a block for them to do so. And this side, and this side. See, he goes to the other side when I have it ordered like that. So making a fair bit of progress on the floor. Now here's the worst part about this whole floor plan thing. I'm going to have to make another one of these just to get to the next level. I'm going to have to repeat this process of the floor. However, by then, I'm probably going to make a second stone cutter, so that way one of our miners can do that when there isn't a whole lot of work to do otherwise. In fact, I might set the better stone cutter of our miners to a stone worker for that specific purpose. However, having them both as miners is fine for now. Let's get rid of that and that. And once they're done over here, I will tell them to get rid of that. He's going to go around to get rid of the edge pieces. That's nice. Once this guy has done this side, I can just replace this current order that this guy has, so that way... I was like, it's lagging for some reason. There be goblins. Let's see what the goblins actually have. I see weapons. That is not happy time. I see a goblin fighter who has 2 swords. Out of everything he could have cost English, out of everything he could have possibly come with, swords are middle ground. Ideally, what he could have come with was regular hammers, because regular hammers have a habit of not being extremely efficient. By that I mean regular hammers are best against armor. Warhammers actually have a good chance to smash someone's face in, which is why those are dangerous. Oh, hi. They got there pretty quick. Now, it occurs to me that those 3 people we got never got put in a squad. It occurs to me I haven't put people in a squad for a long time, apparently. I'm going to put the soldiers in their own special kind of squad. I don't care if the game's glitching at the moment, I just want to put everybody in a squad. New squad. I am not having a squad named the Filthy Entrails. Rosy Crushers, why not? Farmer, Taylor, Woodcutter, and a Miner. A new squad, the Thundered Straws, why not? Which will be for the 2 soldiers, who will eventually rename this to a proper name, because all of these are temporary. Now, I want everybody to attack the Goblin Fighter. Just everybody go swarm him to death. Get him off of the Miner. Health, bleeding from his... Well, he's bleeding and he's also kind of injured. Could you kindly... Goblin. Well, at least he got to the bandages, I think. No! Where were you guys? Where exactly did you go? God, son of a... I want to know how he even managed to kill him. Group fight? Punches, he crushed his throat at the last bloody second. At the last bloody second, he managed to punch him in the throat and kill him. That would have been perfectly fine if you guys didn't run all the way to the other... Where did you run? Over here? Before you decided to turn around and say, oh, there's an order to actually kill him now. Well, suppose I don't need to worry about making one of the miners a stoneworker. It'll just be when they have nothing better to do. Now that there's now that there's red blocks, at least, I think I changed my mind to block walls. And actually, I can just draw it like this, and like this, and like so, and as such. And then cancel the corners. Canceling all the corners because it looks nice that way. Although, having said that, having the 4 things in such a tight square with no spaces in between them then looks bad. I do not want you to deconstruct the floor. That would kind of make a hole in the ground. We don't really need a hole in the ground. Let's do this again. And this time, it'll be 3 spaces away. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. I said 1, 3. Okay, now the only problem with that is there's a bauxite block in the way, so I can't really replace that, because if I did, then they'd immediately grab that to make the floor. At least our tailor has plenty of bandages more to make. And chances are the stone cutter is probably... No, he's not sleeping, it's just he's not making them fast enough. How's it going down here? There's still more. However, what I'm going to do is look at... well, I need to remind myself of what it takes. Workbench, chair, and a chisel. What I'm actually going to do is place it somewhere up here. Not sure if this is going to be permanent or not, but I'm going to place them up there. And go to the carpenter, make a workbench out of pine, make a chair out of pine, and then I'll have the stonemason make a chisel. Please specifically make it out of lapis. That way, now I can deconstruct this, so they can place another one, well, replace it back upstairs. And then they'll be able to make another one as soon as that guy making the materials finishes. That way, when the miner is not doing anything, he can participate in making these things, which will be helpful. Stone cutter, craft to 8, and then do the same for that. Actually, right behind them, I'm going to do a rather large 6x5 stockpile, which, as I'm doing it here, I may as well name it Dirt and Stone. I think this will probably be where things end up. Now, I can remove this designation and they will promptly go to move all of that up there. So that way he doesn't have to run back and forth in order to go to work. Now the stone cutter will also have the same 8 lapis and 8 red block. I was wondering why that was blue, but that's supposed to be the green highlight on a blue surface with a blue color, so it turns out blue. Now, when the miner isn't busy or sleeping, he should actually come up here and help, like now. Like how the second I quit looking, I find out that he's actually helping now. So that should definitely speed up the process. Well, he's actually working pretty fast. What else should I do? There's really not a whole lot I can do until stuff is built up there. He's making bauxite blocks now. Son of a... So that means I'm going to designate the wall. Because if he's making bauxite blocks, I'd rather them specifically grab those for the wall that I would like to actually be made out of that color. Okay. So 5x7. 5x7. A 5x7. And one last 5x7 here. But I will cancel this job because they need to replace that floor. And I will actually do that now. with decorative lapis. So in theory, when a new bauxite block comes into play, they should put it in the wall first before they actually put it into the floor. In theory. Let's actually select the right one, just in case. That seems to be working, which is good. As for the floor of their actual fighting space, I'm not too sure. I'm thinking maybe straw? I mean, when we actually get enough straw? Because, well, saying that, we have 99 pieces of straw that are not in the 3 troughs, so there you go. Did they really just... Terrain, replace floor with decorative lapis. Please. And make it out of lapis. And then take the bauxite block that you get as a result and build the wall. Did that... Where do you take... Really? Apparently some people are actually storing the blocks all the way down in the storage bin. Why? I don't know, but they are. Alright, the floor is actually nearly finished. I am extremely excited. What I think I'm going to do actually is put a water engraved block on each of these corners. As you can tell from water engraved block, which why I use it for writing kind of things, is because it actually does indeed look like it has writing on it, and not so much actual water waves, which I'm guessing that it was its original intention. Alright, I'm going to remove this designation, because I'd rather the blocks... It should be just remove designation. I'd rather just the blocks be stored up in these things, instead of people continually dragging them down there. That was the wooden one. That's the blocks one. The blocks one seems to have a... I was gonna say the blocks one seems to have a fair bit of stuff in it, but then I realized that was from the sticks. Apparently. I don't know why they never moved the sticks otherwise. But there you go. Now let me check down here in the mines. I was about to say, I think we found the end, but... kept going to dig instead of mine. But we have actually gotten rid of all of the scaffolding. And those areas should turn back into dirt, or turn back into grass when it becomes spring. I told you guys to use the red block for other things, so what do? You use it on the floor. I specifically went and designated the wall for the exact purpose of you saying, oh, there's a closer job than the floor to do this with. The floor is now actually complete, provided they replace those as well, which they should in a moment. I'm not sure what I designated that to be replaced with otherwise, but there you go. Maybe I accidentally clicked bauxite on it. And a block right here. And that should be the actual entrance. So we have officially started to actually move things up here. It's amazing. Now, I'm not sure if I want this to actually have the crafters in it. Having said that, I'm not really sure where else I'd put them. Because if I say go to workshop and put the stone maison here, he fits perfectly fine. And then I could also put the stone carver here. Merchant from the Lyric Kingdom. I believe the Lyric Kingdom is... yes, they are the city-state. Which is nice, because that means we can sell some of our spare crap that we might not have to them. And apparently I still have a well there that I never actually deconstructed. I don't rightly remember. What I want to do is finish this designating stuff first. So the sawmills, I would have two, would go there. Because I have two of these guys, then they'd have the carpenter, and then they'd have the wood carver. And there is still a 3x3 space in between, which I may actually use as a thing for a little balcony. As for the opposing side, I could have all of the metallic stuff. So the furnace would be on this side because the wood storage would be over there. Let's turn it in the correct direction. And the forge... well, let's have the smelter next to it. And then there would be the forge. And then... the blacksmith. Then the weaponsmith. And then the armor. And then the metalworker. I believe there's just enough space on the end for the gems. Gem cutter. And the jeweler. Why, that actually works perfectly. As for the other sides, that's a little bit of a different story. What could I put on the other sides? I kind of want to say the kiln, but I think the kiln would go with the other crafters, which would be the leather worker and the bone carver. Although having said that, I could put the prospector down here. Let's rotate you in the correct direction. And put the prospector right here. And then... what do I want? I don't think I could put all the food districts down here, merely because that would take a hell of a lot of space. What else? What else? What else? The machine shop. And the engineer shop, which does exist. And the tinker bench. And I could... you know what? As the dirt and crap is going to be stored right there, I am actually going to put the kiln right here. And also cancel the prospector and put it over there as well. So that way it's all stored in one central area, and all of the people who would use it are there. And then designate a stockpile and just have it drawn like so. 'Cause all of them would use it as for over here, there's actually enough space for stuff, so let's put the tailor shop in the loom. So having said that, that's probably where the wood is going to be stored, so the loom and then the tailor. And you cancel this. And let's designate a stockpile, no, not a farm, right there now, for just 2 for now. And I will leave it empty just for the fact, actually let's do it 3 so that way it matches up. Just for now, just leave it empty for when we actually need it for logs. Now, what else? Because I'm actually running out of stuff that I need to place. Leatherworker, bone carver. No. I want to put those on the next floor with the cooks. Well, having said that, there are empty spots that I could use for that dedicated purpose of storing. Grumble, grumble. Alright, let's see. Where is the kitchen? Kitchen. Would you be in the way of anything? Not extremely. Having said that, I kind of want an open area for people. And I eventually want 2 kitchens and 2 distilleries. And then all that's left is just one of the crafters. So I'm not really sure what I would put over here then. I suppose the metal could be stored over there, so I could then... What did I just erased something that I believe was actually supposed to be there. Well, I suppose I'll find out later when I don't find it. Let's put the tailor here, and the loom here. And then I will designate, once again, just a wee bitty stockpile as a temporary placeholder to tell me that I'm putting stockpiles there. And as for this open space, I don't know, maybe it'll be... Well, no, because they'd have stairs to get to the next layer that would eventually have a great hall. I was going to say maybe this could be the soldiers' dining room. No. But on the next level is going to be probably the ambassador quarters, the merchant area, and the cooks. Am I missing anything else? No, it's just food-based objects. And then the layer after that, actually I think, just because they're going to have fairly large rooms, the next 2 layers after that will be housing. And then the layer on top of that will be the roof, which will have all of our foodstuffs and pastures on top of it. If I need to raise that another level, I will, depending on... Because like I said, depending on how large I make their rooms, that will be... I can unpause it now. That will be dependent on how many floors I need to save for housing. Especially since, as I'm going to put the farming on top, I need to make sure I have plenty of open rooms for future nomads, instead of just making just enough rooms for people. I won't spend the time to furnish them, or really, I'll just map them out, and then I'll furnish them with any kind of floor or any kind of decorations that I'm going to put in them as people arrive and need beds. Possibly a bit before. I'll probably have like 1 or 2 spare empty rooms for that dedicated purpose. However, It's been quite a while. It's possibly even been over an hour, but then again, before I started to do that designating, I was like, well, I may as well. But what I'm actually going to do is, well, let me just do it now. I may as well. What we're going to do next time is probably think about the next floor, start moving things from below up here, because I kind of don't want to completely abandon down that. Well, having said that, I can't until I make the farmland anyway, so I may as well start deconstructing the various things that are moving up there. A bone carver and a leather worker are not. You are, all of you are, as are you. You're not, but you two are. And now they just take everything up. I think as she's using that, I can't actually deconstruct it for some reason. That is... I forgot to designate that as not, but... My inner rage. Alright, let's try this again. Wall, decorative, specifically out of lapis, please and thank you. And then I like to replace wall with lapis. The two walls that you built that I didn't want you to build out of that color. But now they're pretty much just picking up all of the various bits down there and bringing them up here. I may actually have to craft some of the others though, because they've probably taken some of the pieces to create stuff that I did not actually want yet, like for example the wood carver. However, most of it's actually done. However, they probably took the stuff for the furnace to make the kiln. I haven't made the engineer, the jeweler, or the gem cutter. They didn't take the blacksmith up here either. What was the blacksmith? The blacksmith was used for the metalworker. And I also want to do is deconstruct this. So that way that will be turned into the carpenter and the metalworker will be turned into the blacksmith. Both of which are more important than the counterparts that they were replaced by. And I will also deconstruct the kiln. So that way the kiln's parts can be used for the furnace, which is, again, more important. Please tell me you're going to get the inside... I'm just going to make sure you get the inside wall first, because... yeah. That would kind of really bug me if you did not. Okay, now that that's all set up, now I can actually call it here. So when we come back, starting of the next floor, now that we have the... I'm not sure if it's haphazard, because I think it kind of fits. It does actually fit, save for that one side that is kind of empty. But it does actually fit, so that's good. But the kind of haphazard crafting district will have the food and foreign relations district on top. But that is for next time. Till then, see you later.